Mbili, Karibu Sana. If you're just joining us, remember, I'm Kevin Matara and you are listening to #Culture Kitchen. What a way to start off the week. It's all about personal growth, life design, money, career, entrepreneurship, everything. Yeah, Nikila Gitu. Now, Bhavesh, let's keep it moving.
Yep.
Red flags. What are some of the red flags that indicate somebody's not ready for leadership? When you just engage with them, you're like, my brother, go back to the drawing board. What are some of the things that you can notice about them? Maybe you can get a bit closer to the microphone.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think this guy is, what does Kipchoge say? No human is limited.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone has a potential to be a leader and to be successful. Every single human being has a potential. The failings.
Yeah.
The failings are, sometimes people are not serious about putting in the work. It's not an easy journey to getting into a successful or a leadership role, but you have to put in the work. Maybe not all directions are good.
Yeah.
As I was coming here today, I was listening to a book, right? And one of the things is there, you get a lot of learnings from everything either you watch or you read or you listen to, but what do you implement? Like, you can be listening and you can be the most scholarly guy around you and know everything around anything, but if you don't practically put it to your life, sometimes it's not going to do anything.
It's true.
The action is everything.
Action is everything. You have to execute.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's very scary for most people.
Yeah.
Especially if you have an amazing idea. You've read all the books.
Yeah.
You've gotten all the motivation. But why is... okay. Let me rephrase my words. How would you define the Kenyan execution culture? Are we aggressive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen different kinds of people, and there you go. That's the different personalities that come out, right? I do see those go-getters that that jump on any opportunity that is coming. Those people who will see, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to do. Teach me, or I can try this, and if I fail, it's okay, but I will jump on it again. And then I've seen those people who are meek and maybe sit on the sidelines or sit on the fence and say, "Oh, see, that person is doing it, and I'll just watch and let him do it." Right? When it comes to being a leader, sometimes you have to take charge. Right? Look at the leaders across the world. Right? And if someone does not take a charge, maybe not the environment is not friendly to you. Maybe the situation is not friendly to you. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But if you don't take any action, you'll be the person on the fence, sitting on fence.
That's
right?
true. You need to decide, yeah.
I've seen people, sometimes you see potential in people. And you see this person can really do well. But they're always sitting on the sideline. How do you help them?
So most of these guys are scared of making the wrong moves.
Yeah.
And that's why they take time to make a move. Their fears, are they valid when somebody's saying, okay, fine, Kevin, I have a bit of capital. I'm not so sure about the economy. I don't know whether this business idea is valid. I don't know whether I'm going to get any sales. So if you're in a situation like that, where you're not so sure, should you still make a move?
Okay, so when you want to do something for yourself, going into business or entrepreneurship, and obviously when you're putting in capital, it's what? Your risk capital, right? It's either you have that money you eat or you're going to put it into, let's say, small amounts, and then you're going to risk it to do something in a business. But isn't that the best time? When you know that risk capital, either you do that or you're going to be hungry.
Wow.
Isn't that going to give you that best motivation to, yes, be serious about it and take on the opportunity that's coming?
Right. I think you're right. I think if you make the move, it could go either way.
Yeah.
So you might as well make a move.
And sometimes, successes come after failure, or they come in, right? But I think failure is also part of the course. We shouldn't be shying away from failure.
Wow. It's part of the course. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Have you been through some serious failures, setbacks that maybe humbled you, taught you a few lessons here and there?
Yeah, many.
You want to talk about one or two?
I don't want to go into a detail of it, but just maybe to explain the kind of emotional journey that it takes on you, right? When you are going through something and you've trusted some people and they'll really let you down. And they're going to maybe on the illegal activities and carry on vices. And then you built these people and you've trusted them. And, you know, the emotional break that it does on your heart is like you vested a lot of energy. It wasn't about the money or whatever they did, but you were working on them and you were trying to build them. And then they do a negative thing like that to you. So things like that. And then you get the standard failure on a day-to-day basis, right? You get this failure that comes to your business, or your competitor does better than you. You're trying to do a market positioning and it doesn't work, or you spent on advertising and you wasted a lot of money. But that's part and parcel of doing business.
Yeah.
And that's the course.
Yeah.
That's the course.
Let's talk about failure still. It's part of the process. It's part of the course. And for most folks, it's not easy because, you know, it takes a toll on their mental state. What are some of the practical things that they can do while they're trying to bounce back from the failure?
I think learning. Do you learn from that failure? Do you learn from that mistake that happened? Because you do not want to make the same mistake twice. So I think sometimes we make the mistake, we go down, but we don't take the time to analyze the mistake. You know what these guys do? Formula One guys. Formula One guys, after every race, there's a long debrief. And they go through each and every mistake that happened during that time. Because they don't want to make it again. And the driver will tell, maybe the steering wasn't turning or something wasn't happening, a certain action wasn't happening. And they go through the smallest thing. After every race there's a debrief. After every trial there's a debrief. And in the process of the debrief, things come out. And it's actually, you know, what do you call it? They say, yes, okay, go and talk about it and let's discuss it. Because without any emotion involved, this happened, it went wrong. But what did we learn from it?
Oh, yeah. And those lessons are those are gold. Yeah. That's gold, isn't it? Yeah.
And I don't think most organizations spend that time to look at that. Like, it went wrong, there's a shame to it. So something went wrong, there was a shame to it. So that means if there was shame to it, then we won't talk about it. And you see now, if you don't talk about it, if you don't fix it, it's going to happen again.
It's true. Why do you think most organizations shy away from talking about their failures and learning from their failures? Is it because maybe the leader doesn't want to come off as weak? Is it because he's scared of being judged as weak when you're very open about your failures? What do you think is going on in the mind of certain leaders who don't really openly talk about their failures?
It's ego, isn't it?
It's always ego.
It's ego. So ego in the sense that, look, sometimes people are not. To become successful and to become a good leader, you have to accept failures. And you have to accept the responsibility of your failure. If a team member under you has failed and you are their leader, it's also you're carrying that part of the weight of the... And I think that's where a good book comes to me. Yeah? It's called Extreme Ownership. I think it's about US Navy SEALs. And they go into Baghdad.
What's that guy's name? Jocko Willink.
Jocko Willink.
Yeah, I've read it. That's an awesome book.
Amazing book, right? Yeah. And it talks about this. They go into the war scene and something goes wrong, but then they go and analyze what happened. And the head general comes in and he takes charge that, look, it was me. And it was because of me, this guy's. And you see, that shifts. Your people trust you. People come on board. People will carry your weight any day because they know that you got their back.
Yeah.
And that's the culture that you want to build, rather than to shy away or put shame to a failure. You know what we do in most of businesses around here? We use three things, right? We use blame, or we use excuses. Then we allow for excuses. And then there's always sijui, denial, right? But why are we not taking ownership, accountability, and responsibility?
Ego, bro.
Why aren't we doing that? And that's where, in part of failure, comes success.
Wow, look at that. So if you're a leader, you're a corporate leader, you're a politician, even a father, family man, own up to your mistakes. Own up to your mistakes. People trust you more.
Kevin, you can become a leader at home.
Yeah.
You are a leader.
Yeah.
if you have children at home, you're a leader to them.
Yeah.
How you show up impacts them on a day-to-day basis. So leaders, leaders don't need to have a title to become leaders.
Yeah.
You can be a local leader at your church. You can be a leader in your community. You can be a leader among your family. And what does leadership mean there? I think being humble is as much being part of a leader as it should not be about shouting. It should not be about pride. It's not about forcing people to do things. It's about getting people on board to move in the direction that you want.
Well said, Bhavesh. Leadership also means you need to have ambition. You need to give people direction, and you tell them this is the direction we're going. Hopefully, I remember Raila Amolo Odinga, the late Right Honorable, he used to like telling his followers, we're going to Canaan. Yeah, and Canaan basically, it was like it gave people the hope that one day they're going to get to paradise. A land of abundance.
Okay.
And in your personal life, I'm sure you have your goals that you constantly share with your people, maybe every quarterly or something like that, and you guys do like an audit. How do you balance, all that ambition with well-being, family, corporate? How do you balance it? Like, you say, okay, fine, these are my family goals, this is my well-being goals, corporate goals for my people, without feeling overwhelmed.
I think, let me say, in the early days as I got into this business, and it was very difficult, right? Obviously, and there are parts of your life which suffer. Your health suffers, or your family suffers, or, your mental peace suffers. It's hard to keep a balance. The balance is something that I always think of it as a ball. Take a ball in a basketball court that is moving from one side to another, and going to all the four corners of the basketball court. A ball cannot be at all places at one time.
100%.
So I think how you see yourself, how do you manage your time? And if you capture your time and take capture of that I'm going to spend purposefully do this with my family, or I am going to hit the gym today, or I'm going to go for a walk today, or I'm going to go do some meditation today, or I'm going to work hard today, right? And today means this hour, this day, whatever. You split your time in the right way. You split your effort in the right way. But if you do it purposefully, and you do it with, all the intention of being there in that present time. But when you're trying to juggle too many balls, and then at the same time, do you think you're able to keep them in your hand?
Yeah.
Some will drop in that case, right?
That's true.
It's the right kind of way of looking for that balance, and that balance, how it works for you. Everyone's different.
I like that, because that was actually going to be my next question, because, I've heard certain leaders and certain speakers, for example, David Goggins and, all these other guys, even Joko Willink. And these guys are talking about how, for example, some of the top leaders, 1%ers in the world are so extreme with their time. Yeah. So they don't really do the life-work balance. It's they go all in on one thing. Yeah, but like how you said, it depends on you. Right, yeah. Do you believe in extreme focus on one specific goal in a season?
So I see, that, we're in a cyclical industry, right? We go through the back to school periods, and we go through the off times. You have to prioritize. When you can do this, you do this.
Okay.
And when you can do this, you do this. So when you need to be at work, you will spend and be focused there. Then you don't do two things. But then when you're with your family on vacation, then you're focused there. Then this shouldn't be work, shouldn't be running the show at that point.
Yeah.
And then same thing. So you need the time off. You need to work on yourself. You need to go to the gym.
Yeah, it's true.
You need to go for that run, or you need to listen to music and have some peace and sound. Right? And whatever it is that works for you, spend that time in the with the right intention. Okay,
fantastic. As we wrap up the conversation, let's talk about mentorship. Big word that is, right? I believe in having the right people around me most of the time, if not all of the time. You know what I mean? So, what's the golden rule of mentorship for you. I mean, you already told me your background and some of the people that you looked up to. You know, for somebody who's listening to you right now, and they probably don't have access to a mentor. How should they go about this? What's the rules?
I think, look, I'd like to see that you should seek out someone. You know, mentorship and coach, they're two different roles, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think people always tend to get tangled in these two things, right? The difference of a mentor is someone who will walk the walk with you and show you. It'll be like an uncle. It will be someone that you might know from an uncle's uncle, or someone you might look up to. And someone who's willing to give you a little bit of time, to give you a bit of direction in life, right? As a coach is someone different, right? And coach would probably look at, like, Kevin, look at your show today and analyze and work with you to see how we can make it better. Or how to work through some of the tangles in your mind, right? You might not have a clear idea of what maybe you are trying to achieve, but you know you want to go in some direction, but a coach will work with you to try to help you untangle those knots and move you forward. So two different roles. I believe in both. I believe that, you know, everyone, whether successful or not, everyone's successful, right? In one way. Every single person should seek out a mentor, whoever is within their network.
Yeah. Have you got a coach?
I've got a coach.
Oh, nice. How long have you had a coach for?
Now it's been almost 4 or 5 years now. I became a coach as well.
You've learned so much. Now you're the coach.
I actually became a coach, right? And we did a program 2 years ago.
Nice.
It's called the Coaching Body. And I became a coach. And it's actually very interesting sitting on that side of the fence.
Yeah, for
being
real.
a coach.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're a coach, you get to ask these interesting questions to help elevate someone from their current problem to move them forward.
Yeah.
And the satisfaction sometimes you get out of it is amazing.
I can imagine, I can imagine. That's interesting, because so many, first of all, I appreciate the fact that you've differentiated the whole mentorship thing and having a coach. So for me, coming from a sports background, I really do know the importance of having a coach. You know, they keep you on your toes. You know, they can help you, make some changes, tweak here, tweak there. How often should I audit my life?
It really depends. It's person to person. And depends. I think sometimes you see, if you're active in the role that you want coaching for, maybe once a week is good.
Oh, nice.
Maybe once every 2 weeks is good.
Okay.
But I think longer than that, once a month is too long. It needs to be frequent, right? Because you want to implement things as well into your life, right?
Yeah.
It's about taking action again, right?
Yeah.
If it's just about talking, anyone can talk. But to take action, you need someone to hold you accountable. And your coach is the right person to hold you accountable.
Oh man, those are gems, man. So, what should I be looking for? What should I be looking out for when I'm getting a coach? Because it's one thing for somebody to teach me things and help me improve, but they haven't done the work. I can't really look up to them. So, how should I go about finding the right coach?
I think it's a process, right? And maybe there are so many coaches in so many different fields, right? And they're experts in different things. What do you look out for is someone that will be neutral, someone who's being willing to hold you accountable, someone who won't shy away to hold you accountable, someone who will be able to untangle those messes or clear things for you in the right direction. And I believe everyone's got different skill set, right? So it's the goal that you probably want to look at first. What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
And then in that respect, try to seek out who would be the right appropriate person to coach you in that.
So educate me. So does a coach also mean you have to learn from somebody who's been in that industry?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Sometimes a coach would be someone who would just be a neutral party, doesn't know. You see, you get a consultant for that. Now that's a
consultant. Okay.
So the consultant
like that.
would be the one that would give you actually practical steps into what you need to do, execute things, and process and steps and things like that. But a coach is someone who would help you elevate and move needles.
Yeah.
Right? Move to the next step.
Okay.
It
makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So when you look at your own individual journey, what are some of your what sort of impact do you hope to leave in Kenya, especially in your space? So I'm basically talking about your legacy. Say in 10, 20 years, when all is said and done, when I read Bhavesh Shah's bio and the impact he left in corporate Kenya, how do you think it's going to look like? What do you hope?
Actually, this is it's a thought that's been coming for a couple of months now. And what am I going to do, right? And what am I, like, what's that legacy? And I think, for me, I find joy in building people. So that leadership, that coaching, that mentorship is an angle that I'm looking at as part of the CSR of how to develop. And I've not really taken action yet on my side, but it's on the mind now.
Okay.
And there is something that I'm looking at working on to see if we'll come up with a program or something.
Right.
To help work with people and help coach or mentor them. And not to say it's there yet, but it's work in progress.
You're working on it. I like that. You know, I even before we started the conversation, I told you how I got your details.
Yeah.
You're going for another powerful conversation with some heavy guys, heavy hitters.
Sure.
What's your overall thought on the hustle culture? Is it a bad thing or a good thing?
It is good, I think. I think it's good. If you think about it, in one way, because there is a striving for something. However, like, there's two things, right? There are people who want fast life and want to get to the destination with whatever means possible. But I think sometimes the quicker you go up, the harder you fall. If you don't,
it's true.
If you don't get the right footing or get the right foundation, I like building foundation, right? And build the right foundation, then you can step on it.
Yeah.
If you have a weak foundation, you can go down really fast as well.
What? I believe that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are some of the things that I guess also the younger generation can learn from, the guys who've been around, right? Some things take time, right?
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Some things take time.
And it's worth the time. Like, there's something there. What you're doing, if you're only doing it for money or wealth or success or whatever, is it really that something that is going to keep your attention and keep your thing? I like something what's called start with why or your purpose. What is your purpose, or what's that purpose that drives you? If you're going into work, let's say work tomorrow, are you excited to be there? Are you wanting to be there? Is it something that keeps you, or you're walking into work and then you're like, even I have to come today, and things like that. Two different elements. And there's the person who comes in with all their energy into the place, and they found their purpose there. They found their joy of being there. There's two different things. And if you find your purpose of what you want to do, I don't think any day can be boring. And the hustle only becomes easier.
I agree.
And you love it.
Yeah. By the way, so there's some folks who are 35, 40 probably. They still feel like they haven't made it yet. They're still looking for their purpose. Is it too late for these guys?
No.
What would you tell them? Because I know there's some guys who are listening. They're like, yo, Bhavesh, man, time's catching up. My knees are weak. I'm tired, bro. I don't have the energy. The family's draining my energy, bro. I hate going to work, but I have to do it for the money. The money's good, man. The money's good. But it's not my thing. I just, and they're thinking maybe switching careers. Guys like 40, man. What would you tell these guys?
I think if you look at the most successful people in the world, some of them have just become successful after they were 50, after they were 55.
Interesting.
They've strived all their life, but the success actually came in. Some people have gone through so many rejections of their product, of their books. J.K. Rowling's is one of them.
Yeah, it's true.
And then they got in after a certain age, right? So don't be afraid of shifting gears or changing lanes, right? At whatever years of life. I was in UK, then 10 years, it didn't work out. I came to Kenya. I went in business. I've sold it. I don't know what to do. Now I'm in the striving process of finding out what's the next part of my life.
Yeah, I like
so it's
that.
also a journey.
It's a journey.
So don't be afraid of moving forward and maybe even changing gears when you need to.
Okay.
But as long as it's aligned to your core.
It has to be aligned to your core. And okay, final question. What's your message to any Kenyan listening to you right now? And they dream of becoming successful in corporate. They want to be a boss one day, successful entrepreneur. You want to be a successful family man, successful in terms with your body, everything. But they are unsure of where to start. They're listening, they're inspired, they like your message. The problem is, they just don't know how to go up. The starting is the problem. Yeah.
I think the easiest one here is get out of your comfort zone and get out there. Do something, whether it's small, big. Start doing it. You'll learn. You might fall. You'll get lessons to learn. But if you don't do anything, you'll be set where you are anyway. And move, get in. There are, today's world opportunity is super, right? Like with the internet being at the fingertips, with data being there, you can get any learning on. We have this YouTube University, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Any kind of course you want, it's available down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, if you want to become an expert at something, it's all out there. So get out there, do it, and good luck.
So you believe Kenya is the land of opportunity still?
Oh yeah, super.
100%?
Super. Yeah.
I like that. I like it. It's motivational when people listen to you saying that, especially because, you're very successful. And yeah, so I think my biggest takeaway from this thing is, guys, doesn't matter what stage you are in your life, keep it moving. Get out, take action. You have a lot to achieve. I like that. Thank you so much for coming through, bro.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. What are your holiday plans? You thinking of, anything different you're going to do?
No.
Same routines?
Same routine.
I like that. Nothing changes, yeah?
Actually, I love Masai Mara. So we're heading to Masai Mara over Christmas.
Oh, nice.
And love being out there in the wild.
Good one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Super.
Amazing. Thank you so much once again.
Thanks.
All right. It's 17 minutes after 8. Guys, that was Bhavesh, Managing Director, Economic Industries. And I hope you learned a thing or two. It was all about designing a successful life. I know you're making plans, you're auditing your life, you're like 2026 is just right around the corner. How am I going to do this thing in the nini? Well, if you're just joining us, you can catch that conversation on YouTube. Remember, the handle is at SpiceFM. And of course, the hashtag is After Hours on Spice. Time after time. Cindy Lauper, Tunikazi, good evening.
94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.